Hello then, I hope you are doing well. This is a quick guide on how to complete the Liminality Nightfall on Grandmaster difficulty. I will first show you our loadouts followed by the strategies. Timestamps are in the description below. This Grandmaster contains barriers and unstops. All three shield types are present within the GM and the threat is void. At the time of recording, the surges were arc and void. This could be different for you depending if you do the GM on the week it comes out or later on for your Conqueror title. So always double check where surges are and match your subclasses and weapons to them. Now moving on to loadouts. We had a Warlock running Song of Flame combined with Getaway Artist for creating Arc Souls. The Hunter ran Deadfall for clearing ads along with Omnioculus for infinite inverse grenades. The Time ran Sentinel Shield for ad control combined with Ursa Furiosa Gauntlets to regain super energy and create Orbs of Power. For weapons we had a Warlock running Wish Ender for barriers and the Sidearm for unstops with a machine gun for ads. The Time ran Outbreak for barriers and the Sidearm for unstops with a machine gun for ad clear. The Hunter ran Wish Ender for barriers and no hesitation for healing teammates along with a machine gun also for ad clear. Now onto mods starting with a class item. Run any of the mods to help reduce your ability recharge time when using different abilities or run Powerful Attraction to collect nearby orbs. You could also run a mod's Proximity Ward and Healthy Finisher to get your health back along with an overshield when performing a finisher. For leg armor you can run mods to help with your ability regen when picking up Orbs of Power. You could also run Scavenger mods to pick up additional ammunition when picking up ammo bricks. For your chest armor, run a Concussive Dampener to help reduce incoming damage from barriers, moths and the Tormentor boss. Also run a Void Resist mod because incoming void damage is increased by 25%. For gauntlets, run any mods that boost your abilities or create Orbs of Power. Finally for the helmet, I suggest you have a Heavy Ammo Finder mod on along some Ashes to Assets to get a super back on grenade kills. You could also run a Scout to help make more heavy ammo for your teammates. These are the loadouts that we used. Either copy them or use them to make your own designs. You do not need the same loadouts, subclasses or characters that we have to complete this GM. With that out of the way, let's get straight into it. Once you spawn in, run a short distance to reach the starting cave. Use the tunnel for cover to clear out some of the ads closest to you, at which point you can jump down and use the front area for cover while sniping at the ads near the back. There will be knights and acolytes with additional reinforcements coming by the ship. Once cleared, keep pushing towards the next cave where you do the same thing. Clear out a group of ads to your right which will make the front area safe. Around to the left side of a rock in front of you will be an Unstop champ with more ads behind it. Leave the ads and focus on the Unstop as it will try to rush you so you can separate it from the other enemies for an easier kill. Most of the ads within the GM have void shields and are closely packed together, so the explosions from breaking the shields helps to clear them out in large quantities. Continue forward till you reach this large open area which will contain 2 barriers, 2 shriekers and a bunch of acolytes. You can kill the first barrier with long range weapons from the front of a room or the right side platforms. Once done, push up the right side and use one person as bait to open the shrieker whilst the other 2 kill it. There will be some acolytes to your right, so try to clear those out first and then focus on a barrier down to the left. I suggest you don't use the left side platforms at all because the barrier can shoot down onto you, easily killing you. The second shrieker is near the back of a room, so once again have one person open it whilst the other 2 kill it. Afterwards, careful when you jump into this cave as there will be a barrier waiting for you, so it is worth using your super to clear it out safely. This next area can be quite tricky with the amount of ad spawns. To begin with, careful when you jump down as there will be cursed thrall everywhere. Try to destroy them at range or from the top of a tunnel where you entered. When the front is fairly clear, rotate along the right side wall until you reach this ledge. From here you can snipe the ads at the back and further to your right side. In order to progress to the next area, you need to kill mini boss knights. There are 3 in total, 1 per wave, and each time you kill one, more ads spawn in, so try to clear the room first and leave the knights for last. For the first knight, there will be a barrier around it along with plenty of witches, acolytes and cursed thrall. The right side ledge is one of the safer locations within the room as all the cursed thrall have to jump up onto the right side to reach you. Therefore you can sit back and shoot the same location that they keep jumping onto. Be careful of the witches though because their shots can sometimes arc over the rocks around you. Amongst these ads will be another knight and killing a few more will spawn in another barrier. In our case we didn't kill the first, so we had 2 roaming around. The cursed thrall will be continuously spawning, so you need to keep an eye out for them at all times. Once again, clearing out the second wave of ads and killing the second knight spawns in the third wave of the third knight, except this time it will be a Lightbearer. On top of this, killing some of the ads will spawn in the third barrier of this room. Be careful during this final wave because some of the knights can jump up onto the ledges to your left, so it is good to position people to be watching the middle and right sides. Like with all the waves, leave a Lightbearer and barriers for last and clear the minor ads. The mini bars and champs will stay mostly at the back, so when they are on their own they are easier to kill. After this room, remember to turn left. A lot of people for some reason like to jump off this cliff, so don't be one of those. Proceed through the tunnels, killing this one knight that guards the door, and you will be out of the cave systems. Entering the rooms spawns in more acolytes in a very glitchy Unstop, but you can stun it and kill it within its spawn. Up next you have the first of the maze rooms. For this, have 2 people stay on the front left corner, which will cause most of the ads to stay near the back of a room. The only ad rushing you will be the taken thrall that can be easily dealt with. 1 person can go into the left side and pick up the orb. For the left, the walls will rotate and lava walls will begin to close in on your sides and from the ceiling. For this room, it is mostly jump and slide, and once you get halfway there, the lava ceiling will prevent you from double jumping. On the way out, immediately go to the right side to quickly bank the orb. Banking it spawns in more ads and an Unstop champ. Deal with that first, and then I suggest 2 of you go towards the right side. 1 person can stay behind in the corner and continue clearing the ads. The reason you want 2 people is because once you pick up the orb, you need to kill 3 waves of taken eyes to open the door and escape, whilst the lava is rising from the floor. So it is good to have 1 person helping with the taken eyes to speed up the process, whilst the other can use the taken orb to shoot. Banking both orbs disorients the ads, so clear out any stragglers for ammo before proceeding to the next area. Within this cavern you will have bats and an Unstop champ along the cave wall on the left. Clear out the minor ads first and then focus on a champ, but be careful because it can knock you off the map. Push up a little further and you will need to deal with another Unstop and weavers. Just use the stairs for cover to deal with the weavers, whilst the Unstop can be killed in its spawn. The next area has these walkways with phalanxes and bats. Hiding lower down is another Unstop champ. Keep to the high ground and clear the ads level by level until the Unstop is left on its own. Up next we have another room with a high concentration of ads. Right from the start there will be bats everywhere, snipers will be at the back, acolytes will spawn in large groups, and there will be an Unstop down to the right side. You need to chain your supers and stick together. The good news is all the acolytes have void shields, so as soon as you break one, most of the group will die or become a one-shot. So don't forget to use your prismatics and void weapons to clear them out. As you begin working your way through the groups, the lava will be steadily rising up. A second Unstop will also spawn in with the same amount of ads as before. Try to clear out the ads around the Unstop and chain your supers to quickly deal with it. Song of Flame and Tether goes really well together here, allowing you to spam grenades and supers back and forth. Just keep an eye on the lava as it is rising up so you don't get caught in it like this. Once you reach the 3rd wave of ads, another Unstop will spawn in. By now you will be at the top of the area and there is a large building that you can use on the right side. Just be careful because the ads can jump onto the top and then jump next to you, but at least it is some cover against the relentless attacks from the bats. Amongst the ads will also be phalanxes and additional snipers, so the building helps to cover you against those too. Clearing most of the 3rd wave along with the 3rd Unstop spawns in a Subjugator with even more ads, but you can freeze it and suspend it. This way you can focus on the ads around it, clearing them out until the Subjugator is on its own. You will only be able to remove 2/3 of its health before it teleports, at which point you will deal with it later on. Just before the boss room there will be an ogre for you to deal with on the right side and a barrier champ. Kill the ogre and then clear out the minor ads first. There will be weavers by the doorway with acolytes to your right. Clearing them leaves a barrier for an easy kill. You are now in a boss room and probably the toughest boss room yet, so I will break it down into steps. Step 1. The boss along with a bunch of ads on either side will spawn. You can stick around the front area but spread out so you don't die as a group. The boss will move slowly so you can ignore it for now and focus on clearing the ads around the boss. Chain your supers back and forth using the pillars around you for cover. You can then have 1 person distract the boss, but don't get too close because 1 slam is all it takes to kill you. When the ads are dead, you can do ring around the rosy of the boss, shooting the crit spots. Step 2. When the boss loses a bar of health, it will teleport and more ads will spawn, so if you want, you can delay it a little to get your supers back first. You will once again have to clear out the ads, so utilize your supers here and you will need to pick up another 2 orbs. So 2 people can stay behind whilst 1 person goes to the left to get the orb. For this run you'll be flying more than before. You can still slide underneath the blocks, but you can clear several at a time by gliding over them. Bank it and then 2 of you can go to the right side together. Yet again, you will need to kill 3 waves of taken eyes in order to escape the lava. Just be careful to not stand too close to the wall as any explosive ordnance will backfire onto you, but also don't be too close to the rising lava in the middle. Step 3. The boss will reappear with even more ads. You will have to yet again chain your supers back and forth to quickly clear the ads. You can leave a boss wandering around as it will be in slow mode. There is no easy way of doing this other than making sure the supers are utilized correctly along with your prismatic grenades to clear out groups of adds at a time. When there are no more adds, you can spread out and surround the boss, shooting him from distance. Remember, you can delay taking his health down to get your supers back for the next phase. Step 4. Clearing his second health bar will spawn more adds. This time there will be Lightbearer right behind you, and eventually a barrier will spawn after a couple of add kills. You need to pop your supers and kill some of the adds around you before focusing on that Lightbearer. The sooner it is gone, the safer the front of a room will be. In our case, the barrier and Lightbearer were close together, so we focused on clearing them both at the same time. Step 5. When the room is clear, even more adds will spawn in. This time the Subjugator from earlier on will hop in, but if you stay behind this pile of bones at the front, the Subjugator will keep its distance. From here you can clear out the adds around it. Also be careful to not step too far back because there is lava around the edges of the room. Step 6. The final step. The boss will return, and this time it will be chasing after you. Not to mention, more adds. Pop all of your supers, spread out and begin clearing the adds. It is now a game of tag. If the boss chooses you, then you are the chosen one to keep it distracted whilst the other two focus purely on the adds. At some point of clearing the adds, an Unstop will spawn at the back, so two people deal with that whilst the other tries to keep the boss occupied. Once the adds are cleared, you can again spread out to damage the boss and try to use the pillars to block its attacks. Its crit spots will be the front chest and the very back. But when the boss reaches the last half of its health bar, the final waves of adds will spawn in, so try to keep your supers for them. As you can see, it comes down to all of you rotating around trying to keep your distance whilst running amongst the adds, clearing them out. Just stay on the move and use your roaming supers and tether to clear them out quickly. From here you will be in the home stretch. There will be no more adds, so you can spread out again and target the boss's weak spots to finally kill it. The rewards at the end, by the way, take a little time to arrive. And there you have it, that is how you complete the Liminality Nightfall on Grandmaster difficulty. If you have found the guide to be helpful, then please like, share and post a comment. Don't forget to subscribe for more Destiny 2 guides. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.